All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us at the Sport Card Expo. Beside me is former player, former coach, great analyst, and a hater of referees, Bruce Broudreau.
Thank you.
So Bruce, thank you for taking your time here to both meet with fans and give us your opinion on the hockey playoffs currently.
I think they keep getting more exciting every year. The drama is great. I think with the media coverage in the NHL just expanding so much that everybody seems to be watching, and every day there's a new storyline. After day one, the Leafs stink. After day two, they win the cup. After day three, we don't know. We'll see it tomorrow.
There was a lot of tight butt cheeks here after game one.
Yeah, I think everybody was gawking at the TV that wasn't there with their eyes wide open like, oh my God, what happened? This is supposed to be our year, but I think it will be.
It is. You know what? We came back, we made a statement, 7-2, lets them know that we're here to play.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going on air a lot these days, just saying that this is the Leafs' year. I mean, if they don't beat Tampa this year, fold the tent and trade everybody, because it ain't happening.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Now, you, as I said in our intro, you've been a player, you've been a coach, you've been an analyst. Out of all the cities that you've gone to, which was your favorite?
Well, come on. I mean, I'm from Toronto. I always come back. So, I mean, this is where you grew up, and this is, I'm just walking around here meeting people that I haven't met since high school. So it's a pretty cool spot. But I'm one of those guys that anywhere I go, in the beginning, I love the city. It's when they fire you that you hate it after that. So there's always a love-hate relationship to every town you've gone in. But I think no matter where you've been, whether it's a little town like Johnstown, Pennsylvania, or the big cities, you make the best of it, no matter what it is. And I've never lived in a spot that I didn't like.
That's great to hear, because you've lived in a few places.
I've lived in so many places that I couldn't tell you everywhere. Like when I was doing the TSN trade deadline, they did a map behind me of all the places I went, and it looked like where Air Canada flies.
The Red Cross is here, there, and everywhere. So, again, being a scion of the game and having a real clear picture, who is your favorite player to watch currently playing?
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody can't be excited about watching Connor McDavid. Everybody hears it just because of his speed. His speed electrifies everything. But a player that, that was really exciting to me, and I mean, he had a great year this year, was Erik Karlsson, because, I mean, it really didn't matter whether he got back on defense because he knew they were going to lose, but he was exciting offensively. And I mean, he's so good with the puck. He's the best passer. The only other guy that I've coached or been around that can pass like him is A, Nick Backstrom, and B, Quinn Hughes.
Very cool. And Quinn Hughes is still a young man.
He's still young. He's going to get better. He had 76 points this year. It took him almost 35 games to get his first goal. And if he ever starts scoring, he'll be the next guy to get 90 to 100 points. One of those defensemen like Adam Fox and Cale Makar and Erik Karlsson, they're right up there, and he's got the talent to get that.
And it's funny, you listed off 5 very young, very offensive-minded defensemen. Is the league making a switch toward that?
Well, I think so. I mean, you look, you don't have to be 6'4" to make the NHL as a defenseman. But I will say this, that any team that wins the Cup have an awful lot of Big D and are in the finals. When Tampa won, they had Big D. When Montreal went to the finals, Big D. When, Colorado got Josh Manson last year and Eric Johnson this year, they're Big D. And they need those Big D because, as you know, referees don't call everything in front of the net in the playoffs, and they need the people to be able to move those guys out.
Body clears. You need the body clears.
Yes, you do.
And now, given your time away from the game now, giving you time to reflect, if there was
all
a
of
coach...
3 months.
All of 3 months.
Okay, yeah.
If you could choose your next city to coach, just from the look of the team, the makeup, who would you want to pick?
Well, I mean, no, because then it'll go friggin' viral, and everybody's going to say, well, I want the Leafs to lose because Sheldon Keefe will get fired. No. I think everybody would, that's from their own city would love to be able to finish in their own city. I loved Washington. I had a great time there. I mean, but there's 32 jobs available. If you can get any one of them, be very happy that you get any one of them.
And that's a great point. It's a really select group who get to be coaches in the NHL. 32 jobs.
32. And, I mean, one of the things when you're watching, or when I'm watching it on TV every night, you're going, you miss the action, being in the battle with your own teammates. You just love it when Rick Bowness is yapping at Dean Evison and you want to get in there and have that same kind of thing. But I mean, you usually have to pick big assistants for those things. And a couple of years ago, Patrick Waugh took a run at me in the behind the bench, and I think I did something.
Did something. I like to keep it vague.
I was really glad I had a big assistants back then.
That's it. Those are great notes for up-and-coming coaches. Have a big assistant, just in case.
When I had Scott Stevens in Minnesota, I'd be walking around like challenging anybody. You want to go? Let's go. Come on.
He's with me. And then last question for you, because I see you got your fans waiting for you to get your autograph signed. If you had to say, you were saying this is Toronto's year. What are the keys for them to have success moving forward to get to that next level?
Well, it's an interesting question because I'll tell you, following them, as much as I follow them, the one thing I noticed, anytime, well, they've had some hiccups against bad teams, and everybody in Toronto would go nuts and everything. But I mean, when they had to play the Bruins or they had to play the Tampas or any of the top echelon teams, they knew how to shut it down, unlike other years where they would hope to win 5-4 or 6-5. They were a top 10 defensive team this year, and defense, you can talk about the goals being up in the playoffs and everything, but I still think defense is going to win, and their players have learned how to play a 200-foot game way more than they did, say, 3 years ago and 2 years ago, and I think that's what's going to carry them this year, hopefully.
All right, you hear it first. The Leafs are like a fine wine, getting better with age. Thank you, Bruce, for your time.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
Will do.